This segment brought to you by Sure Crop, liquid crop nutrition delivered right to your farm.
We're back. Now Dwayne Taves and Aaron Popekla discuss water.
Dwayne Taves joining you once again here on Ag AM in Kansas. A chance to catch up with Aaron Popekla with Kansas Livestock Association. Aaron, we think about water issues in Kansas. Been a lot of talk the last couple of years about not only quality but quantity of water availability, and that poses some interesting issues for livestock producers.
Yeah, one of the things that has, over the last couple of years, evolved in the legislature is some water conservation tools, local enhanced management areas, water conservation areas. And so now what we see is those tools being applied in the local area on the ground. On the local enhanced management area, there's about 3 different ones that are being discussed, potentially 4 in the state. And what we've been emphasizing for agriculture or livestock component of agriculture is that we're a little different in that if you cut back a little bit of water on an acre of corn, there's ways to manage that and still come up with an acre of corn. When you cut back water to a steer, that steer requires a certain amount or he doesn't survive, and so we end up cutting capacity. And that's not good for the local grain basis. It's not good for the investment that feeder has. And so our focus has been more, how can we use the water that we do have more efficiently in the feed yard? And that tends to be looking at some of the watering systems we have. Instead of the old overflow tanks that run continuously, looking at thermostats, so when it gets cold, is that way they run to keep from freezing up, maybe heated systems, and then even Kansas Livestock Association's Environmental Services has put together a water recycling system that takes the overflow, filters it, and puts it back in the system, and that's saved 10 to 15% for those operations who see value in it because they're constrained with water. So that's kind of been our focus.
Think about the water quality side. Certainly there have been a number of issues through the years. Waters of the U.S. Was one of those issues nationally that had been an issue or concern for a lot of people. But when it comes to doing the right thing, we still have done yeoman's work, if you will, in Kansas and other areas of just doing a better job of running our operations.
Yeah, I think so. And specifically in Kansas, we have a very robust state environmental regulation, and we think it's always better to work closer with the people at the state when we look at how best to design our yards and comply with rules. You mentioned waters of the United States. We've been a big advocate of withdrawing the old rule proposed under the Obama administration. We think it interferes with state rights, is too broad, and we've participated in a process of filing comments to withdraw that and start over with a new rule. And actually, Kansas Livestock Association with our national affiliate, National Cattlemen's Beef Association, were one of the first groups to put out a proposal on how best to rewrite that rule. And what we focused on is more bright line rules that a cattleman can walk out in his pasture and say, yes, I have regulated water, I need to do X, Y, and Z, or no, I don't. And so our emphasis really and simply is, do I have a perennial water or maybe a seasonal water that's running 180 days out of the year? That's about a half a year, give or take. Just something that's really easy for someone to figure out, yeah, I'm there, or no, I'm not.
All right, thanks to Aaron Popekla, Kansas Livestock Association, joining us on Ag AM in Kansas. Jamie, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Dwayne. Come back after the break for this week's Angus Report.
Soil is the life of a farm, and for 25 years, Sure Crop liquid crop nutrition has helped growers produce abundant quality crops while preserving and improving the soils they steward. Sure Crop offers complete soil and plant analysis with cropping recommendations, delivery direct to your on-farm storage, and quality crop nutrition custom blended for your field. Choose Sure Crop for the assurance of excellence for your soil. Call today or visit their website for more information.